Welcome to Season 2, and fair warning, we are going darker this time. I realized something walking around New York City. We treat these villains like monsters, but honestly, we are a lot closer to them than we think. We all seek external validation. We all ignore red flags because we're lonely. You get older, you lose friends. You have kids, you start to lose yourself. This is exactly what happened to the evil queen in Snow White. She wasn't just evil. She was a woman terrified of becoming irrelevant. She was a textbook malignant narcissist spiraling into madness. Today we aren't just telling a ghost story. We are diagnosing the patient.
Our story begins not in a magical kingdom, but in the Black Forest of Germany, and it starts with a request for a very specific meal. In the Disney movie, the queen asks the huntsman to bring back Snow White's heart in a box. But in the original text, she demands the lungs and liver. Why? Because she intends to eat them. The queen believed that by eating the internal organs of the fairest in the land, she would absorb Snow White's beauty. It was ritualistic cannibalism. The huntsman tricks her by killing a wild boar. He then brings the boar's lungs and liver back to the castle. And here's the part Disney definitely couldn't show. The queen takes the boar's organs, boils them in salt, and eats every single bite. She goes to sleep that night fully believing she has digested her own stepdaughter. When the magic mirror reveals Snow White is still alive, the queen snaps. She hunts Snow White down 3 times. First, she strangles her with a bodice lace until her ribs crush. Second, she uses a poison comb that turns the girl's veins black. And finally, she uses the apple.
Okay, so the cannibalism is bad. But the prince, he's not a hero. He bought her body. He wanted to own a beautiful object that couldn't talk back. Psychologists call that objectification. But the ending is the part that makes me sick. You think she died falling off a cliff? No. The real ending is a red wedding.
The prince orders his servants to carry the glass coffin back to his castle. On the way, a servant stumbles over a tree root. The jolt dislodges the poisoned apple from Snow White's throat, and she wakes up. The prince decides to marry her immediately. The evil queen is invited to the wedding, not realizing the bride is Snow White. When the queen arrives, she is captured by guards. Snow White and the prince have prepared a special gift for her. The text reads, "Iron slippers had already been put upon a fire of coals, and were brought in with tongs. The guards force the queen to step into the red-hot metal shoes. The flesh burns instantly. She was forced to dance. The text says she had to dance until she dropped down dead." Snow White sat there and watched her stepmother burn to death. No mercy, no song, just vengeance.
So next time you watch Snow White, just remember the iron shoes. I'm doing a full psychological diagnosis on every Disney villain, from Jafar to Mother Gothel. So if you want to see the dark truth behind them, make sure you're subscribed. And if you think the queen was bad, wait until you hear of Pinocchio. Click this video right here.